Good morning. I think I've got everybody on mute because I've learned my lesson. So, oh goodness, let's go back already. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, so time for the mastermind. I am obviously Christine Williams, as my little moniker here says. So I do these every week at 9:30. They last between 20 and 30 minutes. And they're on a different topic. Often it's tools that we can use through Florida Realtors. These are, while this is open to anyone nationally, since I'm based in Florida, a lot of the information is geared to Florida agents. Today is actually more widespread, and I just figured with everything going on in the world, I'd share some quick tech tips, some related to our business, some not. So let's begin so everybody can get to work this morning. So this morning, we always start with a little quote. So obviously, the goal to being successful in real estate is to have a roadmap, know where you're headed, know how to get there, have it in writing. Goals have to be measurable in time and, of course, by activity. And ideally, you would want to have some kind of an accountability partner, such as a coach. So are your goals in writing? Do you know what you're going to do today when you get off of this call? Do you have a written plan, social media in particular, as well as a prospecting plan for today? Maybe you can start working on your one for July. I normally do that the week prior. How many people are you going to reach out to today? It's Monday. People are back at work, whether it's working remotely or actually back in their office. So who are you going to reach out to ask for business or a referral? And will you commit to being intentional in your business? Are you recovering from the weekend and you're just kind of lounging around, going to run personal errands, or are you going to focus and dedicate your Monday to business? So here's some stuff, again, Florida Realtors. Hopefully everybody realizes that we have, as part of our membership, so while they say free, it's obviously part of our annual dues that we pay. But there is a tech hotline. Here's the number up here. And you would have to, I believe you have to get, yep, there you go. You have to give either your license number or your NRDS number. That is your National Realtor, I forgot what the DS stands for, but it is our, your NRDS number is your National Association of Realtors number. And I joined in 1999 and mine's like 9 digits long. So I don't know if they're any longer than that. But in any event, you would have to give your full name, your license number, or your NRDS number so they can verify that you are legitimately an active realtor. And then they'll do stuff. Look, it's not just about using their website. It's also, they'll give you advice on shopping for equipment. They can get into your computer and do some diagnosis if you're having personal challenges with your computer. So how cool is that, guys? So if you don't have direct access to some kind of, a local computer technology companies such as, Geek Squad or gosh, any of those other ones out there, or if you're not tech savvy, then I just want everybody to realize that we do have access to this, okay? So tips you can use. So this isn't tech related, but we'll get into how we'll do that. Just want to make everybody aware that yet another realtor was attacked over the weekend. I've read a couple of the articles. I've seen the posts on Facebook. It doesn't matter who she was affiliated with. That's absolutely irrelevant, of course. I just screenshotted this. She was, I think, doing an open house on Saturday, doing nothing wrong. I've read a couple of the articles. Of course, they're very vague. Thankfully, they have arrested this guy, but she apparently was attacked. All I saw was brutally attacked. She has lots of head injuries. So she's going to be in the hospital for a while. So, luckily she is a survivor. She survived the attack, but we all know if you get attacked like that, there's going to be, long going emotional scars. Hopefully she didn't have to have surgeries, etc. So that was an expensive open house. So anyway, so on that note, prayers for her, of course. But that made me realize that, the world's in a chaotic state, right? We're not going to go down that road today. So I just Googled quickly some safety apps. I don't personally know anything about these, but these were some that were recommended in an article published in Inman News. if you're not a subscriber to that, INMAN. If you are not a CRS member, you can purchase a membership. I think it's $99 a year. In any event, and I get these news feeds all the time. I'm actually a writer for them as well. The point is, these are just a handful of safety apps, and you can put in like an emergency contact that obviously can find you geographically. I think there's quick ways to call emergency services through these. So you're welcome to screenshot this, or I always record these and I replay them on YouTube and my social media page later on in the day. Fact checker box. So this is I'm just putting information out there, guys. Whatever your personal beliefs are is up to you. But I'm just a person that doesn't want the whole world knowing what I'm doing. So I also, heads up, to be, full disclaimer, I've also Googled this and it said that this is what I'm about to tell you is false news. So I just want to be clear on that. Fact checker box. So here we go. So we know for sure that Facebook is monitoring a lot of our content these days for potentially false news. So how do they determine if it's false or not? I have no idea. No idea. Point is, obviously somebody is on our pages watching us to see what we're posting, because we see, our content gets taken down sometimes. So all I know is if you will go into your settings, and I haven't checked on my business pages, by the way, I've done it just on my personal page several times. Go into settings, go under your blocking. You can do this on your laptop or your phone, or I'm sure on your tablet as well. Type in, as if you were looking like for a person, type in fact check, type in fact checker, and you can type in fact checkers. And you're going to find that people are following you or watching your profile that you were not connected to, and in their name is something about fact check. So if you're okay with that, and that's your personal prerogative, I'm not okay with it. Here's an example of what I found this morning. No freaking clue who these people are, but they are, it said they may not be my friends or followers, but somehow they're on my account, right? So I went and blocked each one. So that is when I went under fact checker. I also put in fact checkers, did the list again, and there was one other, and no, I'm sorry, there was none under fact checkers, but there was one under fact check. So I just want to throw that out there, guys. Completely up to you how you want your privacy settings. And here's something else that is related directly to our business. I saw this just in a realtor feed this morning, that attorneys are now going after real estate websites in regards to being ADA compliant. I'm like, well, what in the world? Because we know the ADA compliant is in regards to, folks with the American Disabilities Act, right? Folks with disabilities. So, that could be folks that are blind trying to get onto our website. Are they able to read things? So on that note, and even like putting together a PowerPoint these days, if you put a picture on there, you can put a description of what the picture is, so that if somebody's interpreting it for a blind person, or I don't know if maybe they have a Braille software in there, then they're at least able to understand what the picture is representing. So you can always put an alt text that will pop up on a lot of pictures these days. So you may want to just check your website. And I did some research on this, obviously, before creating this mastermind for us. And from what I've seen as late as last year, it's not currently illegal for us as individual agents to have websites that aren't ADA compliant, because, again, generally speaking, we think of that in regards to accessibility to a building, right? The ramps and the parking and all that jazz. But obviously we have to be mindful of folks that are, visually impaired, and they need to understand what the website's about, right? They still use computers. So again, the alt text can help there. I'm not an expert on this topic. I just want to make you guys aware that this is going on. So what the article said is that if you're selling information, not just like, hey, I'm a realtor, look at you can search the MLS here, but if you're specifically selling a product or service, so I'm thinking more like Etsy and that kind of stuff, if you're directly selling through a website, or maybe the multi-level marketing things, then you need to be ADA compliant, period. So this is the one article that I read in its entirety earlier. about compliance. So just, if you, again, you're welcome to screenshot this or go Google it again. But I just, again, I just want to make folks aware of things as they keep coming up in our industry or just in the world. So moving on. Oh, this is a touchy topic, I know. So again, you are welcome to put your settings wherever you want to. I just want people to be aware of what's going on. So they have put in the availability to track us in regards to COVID. Now listen guys, we've been tracked by the government for many, many decades, long before social media, long before our phones did all these crazy, where they could find us geographically, okay? So we've been tracked for a long time. But this is just one other way. So I just want to make you aware that this is on your phone in case you want to change your settings. So I am an Android phone. So for iPhone, it's it's a little different. Bottom line is, if you will go into obviously your settings, and I went to, I think I went into settings, and then I think it's under the privacy setting, and then you've got the COVID. So I'll have to double check that. I think it's settings, privacy, and then the COVID pops up. So when I clicked on COVID, here's the next screen that popped up, okay? So they can now determine if you have COVID, then there's the ability to allow people around you to make them aware of it. If you want to know if you've been exposed, if somebody around you has it, likewise, it can alert you. So see, it can notify you if you've been near someone who reportedly have it, the date, duration. You have to have your Bluetooth on, so it goes through Bluetooth. That's how they're tracking us. And the other thing, if you look over here, like under my Android phone, I actually have to go and download the Public Health Authority app. So notice this is just letting me know that my phone has the ability to track me, but I haven't turned anything on. See, it says here I have to install or finish setting up the app. And since I have it, I don't have the ability to turn it off because it's not even on my phone. However, the system is there to do it. I think it's a little different with Apple. I know that you go to privacy and there's a public health app that will look something like this, but instead of this, it says public health. So the app on the Apple phone is already installed. So double check to see if yours is on or off. Again, depending on if you want to be notified it or not. I just want to let people know that no one told us that this was happening, and it's on our phones. And when I put this out there publicly, I think Friday, it has been shared widestream. I didn't make it up. Of course, I learned about it from somebody else. And anyway, just want to make people aware. If you want to let people, if you want to be alerted if someone around you has potentially been exposed or tested positive, that's your choice. If you don't, here's how not to do it. Cool? So while we're talking about privacy and everything, I just got a new phone a week ago, so that's why I'm acting like a pretend tech expert all of a sudden. So who has access to your microphone and your camera? If you will go into your phone settings, and then of course there's the apps, and I think I have 127 apps. Most of those are preloaded because I don't add apps on my phone. I don't want a bunch of stuff taking up my memory space and cluttering my phone. But if you will go look and see, so many of your apps have access to your microphone and your camera. So you get to decide, you can allow or deny. There were so many apps on my phone that I don't even use that have access to my microphone and my camera. So how are they using that data, and who are they sharing it with? So I like to be a private person, so I just want to make you aware. So again, if you go to your phone, go to settings, go to apps, click on apps, and all your apps that are loaded on there, and you have to click on each one individually and decide if you want to deny or allow the phone and the microphone and the camera. So I did want to, wow, so we got through this quick today. So we always end it with what successes can we celebrate? Did anybody get any good new listings? Did you have a successful, safe open house? Who can we help today? So I'm going to open this back up to stop sharing and unmute. So since it's just the two of us live, I think, Miss Kathy, do you have anything you want to share, or are we good? Any questions?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, so yeah.
Hey,
So today,
awesome. Can you see me too?
No, I can't see you.
Oh,
But we're being recorded, so that's up to you because I will post it later. So that's your choice.
okay.
Full disclosure.
Well, good morning. I can't believe I'm the only one on here. So
Yeah,
that's good.
it's interesting. I was getting quite a following, and then in the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's dropped off. So I don't know if people are busy again, or if now that Zoom, requires the password, that's when I noticed it drop. But I gave the full link, so I mean, you just log right in, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it initially on my Facebook on my phone this morning, but I didn't want to watch it from my phone. I don't have Zoom loaded on my phone. I have it on my computer, and it's easier to see on my computer anyway. So,
Yes. Yeah,
so
the
I just
Zoom.
grabbed the password off of Facebook there and I plugged it into the
Perfect.
computer and it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually took my Zoom app off over the weekend because I don't use it, and for sure it has to have access to the camera and the microphone because that's how the app works. So I just, again, everybody knows everything we're doing. I mean, we know how it is. You talk to a friend about, hey, I think I need a new TV, and next thing you know, all the ads are on Facebook. So we know this. That's how the world is. Okay, but I
Right.
just, I was shocked to see that COVID thing. Somebody that I
Yeah.
trust posted it on there, so I went and looked at my phone. I'm like, holy crap. What about
Yeah.
HIPAA?
Right. Yeah. It's a little,
So,
uh, it feels a little invasive, you know,
yeah, to
but
me it
I'm,
does.
I know why they're doing it. I do, but it
Oh,
just is,
please.
yeah, it's like, it'd be nice if you could ask us, but okay.
Right.
You know?
And I have friends like, oh my gosh, I want it turned on. I'm like, well, I'm just putting it out there. We all have our own beliefs. So this is not a political, this is supposed to be a real estate, informational session. But I just want people to know of all that stuff. And gosh, like I said, the bots. So again, full disclosure, I read some articles that said it's not true, but I don't know, who wrote the article. Maybe Facebook wrote it and they don't want us to know they're doing it. Who knows?
Right.
So I don't know who the author was, but and a friend of mine did it a few weeks ago when I first learned about it. And a friend of mine said, yeah, Christine, but you need to do it like daily because there's new ones coming up. But I mean, it makes sense because how else are they going on? And you see people with the little blurbs, content unavailable, maybe false information. Well, who's checking? Well, it seems like it would be the fact checker box. I don't know,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
what other thoughts, comments, or successes? What have you had any good real estate news going on in the past week?
Well, my success last week was getting through some webinars, just getting more plugged in, meeting you,
Okay.
being able to talk to you on the phone,
Oh,
and
cool.
getting through some more of my post education, my 45-hour post ed. I'm trying to
Okay.
knock that out, which that's helping tremendously because it's so different from what we study when we go
Right.
through the actual test.
Yeah.
So it's actually answering some of my questions as far as, all right, what do we discuss when I get someone that calls me to list their home? What do we discuss with the buyer and how do we get things set up? So that's helping. And I'm getting a game plan together since we talked on Friday as far as what I need to do.
Yay.
So
I'm so
yeah, I'll be
glad.
getting that to
Yeah.
you soon. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about that offline. But yeah, trying to think. So do you have any other, so you're just kind of studying and learning still this week, right? That's kind of where we are, or you personally?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. And
perfect.
once I get through that, I'll feel better because I'll get that weight off my shoulders. I think, just get that done. Still plugging into a lot of the trainings that the firm has, each
Sure.
week. So that's helping. I need to get a Facebook business page set up. And then I'm also looking at maybe the KV Core webpage and all of that. It's it's a little overwhelming, but
It
we'll
is. And
get
so,
it.
like I told you, it is, real estate is overwhelming, and people solicit us all day long. It happens to all of
Yeah.
us. Thank gosh, with the new laws they put into place about robocalls, the calls have gone down. In fact, I saw some statistics on the recent news, I guess a couple days ago, maybe it was Friday, that supposedly nationally robocalls have gone down 60% in the past few weeks. So there's plenty of software that our phones have on their. Mine actually will screen calls now. My phone just automatically does it if you just turn it on, and it says potential robocall or suspected spam call or whatever it is. So we get solicited all the time. People want to sell us leads. They want to create our websites, blah, 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 blah. Just ignore
Hmm.
it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, just people are trying to get back to work. But that'll happen throughout your career, by the way. I've been doing this, like I said, 24 years, and it's, last decade or so, everybody wants a piece of our pie. So
Right.
it's not about really helping us. It's about making money for themselves. Bottom line.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
you know. So
And
anything,
it's tough as a new agent because you want to be out there. You want to get known and
right.
you want to, I haven't been doing a lot of advertising yet because I was scared like, all right, I'm new. Um, what do I need to do? What do I say? Where's all my documents? What do they need? Depending on buyers, listers. So it's coming along, but it's still,
Good.
I sent a bunch of cards out to a friend of mine who she's got a lot of connections, and she's like, we always have people moving in to work for our company, and they eventually want to buy homes, and we want them to stay, and we're going to need help. And I'm like, great, yeah, let's go. So got
Awesome.
some cards to her, and I figured, well, fake it till you make it, right? Smile on
No,
your face, do
and
the
I
best you
know
can.
people say that, but no, I feel like it's a learn as you go process. It is what
Yeah.
it is. So, at some point you just have to dive in, and none of us know everything. I still get asked questions like, wow, that's an interesting question. Never been asked that in 24 years. And I try to say without sounding sarcastic, because sometimes it's just a unique question. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'd never thought of that before. And sometimes it's really good. And sometimes it's because they've spent way too much time on the internet and their mind is like going
Right.
down some rabbit hole. So,
Hmm.
it's all good. But,
Yeah.
well, good. I don't want to keep it too long. We've now been on here 20 minutes. Also, I do start this and I'll keep promoting it, and I'm going to republish this. It'll go on my YouTube channel later. And any ideas, because you're welcome, of course, to come out next Monday. Any topics you would want to discuss for next week? Since you're on here, you get first dibs at helping
Ah!
me create next week.
Oh my goodness. Well, gosh, I've got so much coming at me in, different areas
Sure.
that I want to learn about. So really, I think anything working with listers, working with buyers, things that we're going to encounter when we get out there, any of that's all helpful,
Okay. Well, today was
honestly.
tech and safety, so I'll do something
Yeah.
different next week. How about that?
Okay. Sounds great.
So
I'll be there.
good to see you. Happy Monday, and
You too.
we'll reconnect later in the week.
All right. Sounds great. Talk to you soon.
Bye, and
Have a great
goodbye to
week.
everybody else out there who's going to watch this later.
Bye.
Bye.